The Lord, we having a luncheon this Thursday. Free lunch is open to the community. It's open to the alumni. It's open to the student populace. Come out and get some free grub. We getting yamas on the Lord's, man. That's how much this mean. Like, we not asking for no money. That's not to say that we won't be selling nothing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're not asking for no money for entries, and we ain't taxing nobody. We get it, man. Homecoming, you're gonna spend a lot of money on food. You're gonna spend a lot of money on partying. You're gonna spend a lot of money on hotels. You're gonna spend a lot of money on Airbnbs. So we get it. You know what I mean? We don't want to ask for too much of your homecoming budget. So we having this free event, man, and this is my second time. This is my second time doing the event for homecoming. I did one with KB back in the day, back in 2019, and then after that, COVID hit. So, we wanted to come back. This was, the whole concept was because, like, for homecoming, people, our people, we come by the masses. I remember I was at homecoming last year, and I just seen so many of our people. It was like a 1,000,000-man march about how all our people conjured together, for the parade. And it was like Moses, you know what I mean? Just seeing all like the city come out. Like homecoming is about the city. You know what I mean? It's really about the city. You compare it to, like, man, what can you compare it to? But we wanted to infuse this into the culture, these conversations, because what you find is, like, a lot of people don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know who their great-grandmother was. They don't know who their great-grandfather was. So therefore, there's this barrier that is keeping the people, like, in a box, a black box. And they can't get outside of that black box because, like, I was having a conversation today with a brother, and he was saying that he didn't even know that he was included in the indigenous population. Yeah, you can. Cut that off. Did you use the potty?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You could close that door too.
Both of them?
Just that one. That one's fine. Just let it. I'm Father first on hood. But the brother didn't even know. He older than me. Did not know he was indigenous to the land. And to be indigenous, you could be from anywhere, for real. Indigenous people got right, but across the land, across the board. But I want to come here real quick, because we didn't cover this part right here yesterday, where it says that they have entitled to protection to this declaration, provided they are identifiable groups having bonds of language. So we have bonds through the English language. This is our language. We have to own that. You know what I mean? Like, you speak English. That's why we fly the England flag. Own up to who you are. The heritage, tradition. So, homecoming is a tradition. You feel what I mean? Having a common identity, right? Like how Michael Jackson say, the blood inside of me is inside of you. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Hey, happy birthday to my brother James, dog. Happy birthday, my brother. This was last year on this date, to be exact. So I'm saying happy birthday to my brother. You know, he turned 31 today. So happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, cuzzo. You know, shout out to James, man. Man, I've been knowing him since, like, every single person in this picture knew me since I was a babe, since I was born. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Lords. Man. But yeah, man, back to this drop right here. For this, everybody who graduated from every majority of the people that went through Winston is indigenous to the Carolinas. Again, this is why we're having this conversation about proprietorship, because we are the Lord proprietors. That's who we is. So that's the Lord proprietors is you. And you have to know how to move as a Lord out here. You got to be moving righteous out here, right? Because it is, the system is, number one, the system is, I don't like really being a conspiracy theorist or anything. All I'm saying is, like, you need to be recession proof. You need to be system proof. Yeah, that's a new one. System proof. But you got to know who you are. That's where you get the energy. That's where you get the fuel from. You know, to know where you descend from. If you descend from, you know, everybody, all of us wasn't, this is our seal right here. You feel me? So, no, you can't get that. But that's how you know it's from the real. If you see that seal. You know, and so that's our seal. This is literally you see the feathers? This was our territory. And what I'm seeing, like, from the conversation I had with the brother today, is that, like, it's not necessarily our fault. You know, it's not our fault that, like, we've been programmed just to think, oh, black. But what if this has been there since the 12th century? You know what I'm saying? What if this cathedral has been in Durham since the 12th century? And that would mean that the black people who black is a modern term. So who were you before you were black? And black is actually German. When you look at it, it means the pale skin. So you can call yourself black all you want to, but once you peel back that black tape, that's when you really start to see who you really are. You feel what I mean? You have nationalities, you have cultural identities, you have tribal affiliations, all of that. And it's there. It's always going to be there. That's like saying a German Shepherd ain't a German Shepherd. But the whole time, the German Shepherd don't know it's a German Shepherd. You know what I mean? But everybody around the world knows it's a German Shepherd. You know what I mean? But for the German Shepherd, they just say, oh, it's a black dog. So, yeah, I mean, you can call yourself that, but you really a German Shepherd. And the fact, even black dogs ain't black. If you really examine the hair on a black dog, it's the darkest of all the browns. The darkest, it's just like blue. The dark blue look black. But it's really blue. You feel what I mean? That's what you call the indigo people. That's the Smurfs. So, once we can master that, the common identity, what brings us together. So homecomings is bringing us together. So the universities is a key, that brings us together, having a common identity, right? our phenotype. That should bring us together. It's never been a time in history where we've hated our own people as much as we do now. If we supported, this is a fact, if we supported each other and shopped with our own, went to our own events, did everything inclusive, man, we would literally be sovereign. We'd be sovereign. But we rather pick and count the people who's talking about sovereignty out instead of supporting them, because a sovereign people is a whole group of people. It's a whole group of people. Peace, 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 Taylor. Yeah, this is if you're available in the Triad this Thursday, this is from 11 to 5. So we wanted to really bridge the gap between the community and the university. We want the community to know that they are a part of the university too. And the old cities, like in St. Quentin, France, is the best description of a communiversity, meaning that the community is the city is the university, right? The chancellor is the mayor, and the pastor, the parish, in the parish towns, the pastor is the mayor. But you tie in the knot between all of that, the university, the church, the city. That's the culture. You know what I mean? It's all inclusive. No doubt. Yeah, for sure. This is just, this is going to be the first of many. I mean, not even the first. I mean, we've been throwing events, but, this luncheon is going to be the first of many to kind of create a staple for the people, to come out and have these conversations. And if you study the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, their cultural center was their library. So that's what we're bringing back, and that's what we're restoring, is bringing culture to the library, right? We having luncheons at the library. We having dialogue at the library. We having debates. All of that is going to be at the library. And I chose C.G. O'Kelly because for multiple reasons. It's the house of the Rams. It's the house of knowledge. And with this seal, they actually have our seal. You know what I mean? So they all the way on code. That's our seal. There's two places that got this seal. That I know about. The C.G. O'Kelly Library and the Charleston Museum. If you go to the Charleston Museum, it's a hidden gem. They got this seal. Maybe I should go to Tata's Up. You feel me? But this is what we restoring. This is the land of which we restoring. And that's why I really like C.G. O'Kelly, because it's a source. And I love talking directly live from the source. And so this is, again, what we're going to be talking about. And not just talking about it, but being about it. Everything that, everybody that comes to this is going to leave with something tangible. And it's going to be something that they're going to be able to talk about and build. It's not just going to be what the party culture. And I'm not knocking the party culture, but you don't remember what you did at the party. You feel what I'm saying? Because you were intoxicated and you blacked out. And we don't want that. We promoting sobriety. Out of all people, it's promoting sobriety. We got to make a change. We got to change the frequency. We got to raise the vibrations. So, I'm challenging real niggas to stay sober this week. To stay sober. Just imagine there was a homecoming where everybody, just like how they would protest, we're going to protest Walmart and Target and all of that crazy crap. Protest alcohol. Protest alcohol for the whole homecoming weekend. Couldn't do it. I know niggas can't. But just imagine, I'm just saying, like, do an AI, like, do an AI prompt. Let's do it, because we got to do that. We have to make that the augmented reality, because the reality is everybody not finna be on that type of time. You know, but that's just really what we starting, is just like, yo, let's have a sober mindset when we have these builds. You know, this is really the most important things that should be discussed right now. Okay, well, this. Let me put my son to bed, y'all. But yeah, this is gonna be this Thursday. We having free food for the people. Shout out to the Lords, man, for putting up their money. We're putting up our own money to feed y'all, to feed the real people. So, man, like, if you, like, even if you just come for the lunch, I'm gonna post this real quick, and then I gotta go get my son right, man. Hold on. I gotta go get my son right. All right, bet. Let me put it down here. Bet. Dang, I'm so good at math. Precision. I'll be right back. I'm back, bet. Yeah, bet. I'm back. Oh yeah, this is the rundown of how that joint gonna go this Thursday. And if you're watching this before Thursday, make sure you RSVP so you know you can get your badge. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy the university not promoting this. I ain't mad at them. I don't take it personal. You know what I mean? At all. I really do not take that shit personal at all, because I know they talking, but they just won't acknowledge the real. And, you know, I just want y'all to see that. But at the same time, it's bigger than them. It's really bigger than them. You feel me? It's way bigger than them. 100%. It's way bigger than them. And, like, this is stuff that they should be teaching at the colleges on gang and them. But it's all love, bro. Like, I got all love for the House of the Rams. All love for the House of Amen. You know, that's the first house. That's legitimately the first house. So, you know, we doing things that's just really unheard of. It's, you know, in the alarm clock, it's safe, bro. I got like 3 of them joints on me. Let me see. Let me get an alarm. I tell you what, I'm gonna make another live. I'm gonna make another live